Mm-hmm. And more Trump don't love you like that news today. I want you to take a look at something because this came out or was released on June 17th, which was days before the attack that the United States launched on Iran, targeting sites where we believe they were developing nuclear weapons. Take a look at this. This is a message that was sent to Donald Trump from the Abandon Harris movement. The Abandon Harris movement was a coalition of Muslim Americans who demanded from first Joe Biden and then Kamala Harris that they demanded a ceasefire for their support in the 2024 presidential election. So, in essence, because they did not feel as if they got a commitment from Kamala Harris during her campaign for presidency, they withdrew their support from Kamala Harris. They put their support in one of three places. At home on the couch, that was the first place. They just wasn't going to vote. They were going to vote for a third party candidate, or they were going to vote for Trump. But in an election as close as the one with between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, a vote for anybody besides Kamala Harris was a vote for Trump. So if you sat at home, that was pretty much a vote for Trump. And if you voted third party, pretty much a vote for Trump. This is a message that they sent to Donald Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance on June 17th. We speak at a perilous moment. Israel has attacked Iran. A war has erupted. Civilians are dying. The region is spiraling into chaos, and the world now stands on the brink of nuclear disaster. This is not just a regional conflict. It is a global crisis, and it threatens every one of us. In October 2023, Muslim American leaders issued an ultimatum to President Joe Biden, called for a ceasefire in Gaza and end the genocide. He ignored us. We launched the Abandon Biden movement. When Biden dropped out, we issued the same demand to Vice President Harris. She ignored us too. In August 2024, we rebranded as Abandon Harris. We organized across every swing state. We moved voters and we cost Kamala Harris the White House. Let that serve as a reminder. Our demands are not symbolic. Our movement is not hypothetical. When our red lines are crossed, we act. President Trump, Vice President Vance, you promised the American people an end to endless wars. You promised to put America first. You promised to stop funding genocide. Those were your words. Today, those promises are on the line. We've learned that Israel is pressuring the United States to enter this war. You must not comply. Do not enter this war. You see, that's in bold. That's bold. Do not enter this war. To do so would be a catastrophic betrayal, not only of your promises, but of the American people. It would cost trillions of dollars, trigger widespread economic collapse, and worst of all, lead to the deaths of untold numbers of innocents. We cannot afford another reckless military campaign. We cannot afford another war built on someone else's agenda. Let us be clear. If this administration leads the U.S. into this war, we will respond with the full strength of our movement. Just as we did in 2024, we will mobilize in every battleground state to ensure you are held accountable at the ballot box in 2026 and beyond. But far beyond politics, the consequences of this war will be lasting and devastating. History will not forget who escalated it, and neither will we. We will not stand idle. We will not be silent. We will do everything in our power to stop this war before it begins. And then it has the emails and ways that you can contact the Abandon Harris movement. And we all know what happened after that. On June 21st, 2025, Donald Trump, all by himself, ordered the U.S. military into Iran's deep underground nuclear sites, striking them with bunker buster missiles. In essence, This group of Muslim Americans handed the White House to Donald Trump on a silver platter, and he not only ignored their ultimatum, but he betrayed them in the process because he specifically ran on the campaign trail, no more wars. He was going to be the president for peace, and that's not working out for them. Now, I don't take any victory in them being betrayed by Donald Trump. This is simply telling you who we're dealing with, because he not only dealt a blow to Muslim Americans, he also dealt a blow to the MAGA movement, because they were going around saying, hey, we're going to vote for Donald Trump because no more wars. Prices are going to go down. He's going to save the economy. He's going to do something about inflation. He is going to stick it to the immigrants. And everything he has done since his inauguration day has issued nothing but pain upon the American people, which most of us, those of us who were aware of Project 2025 and took it seriously, this comes as no surprise to us. But the people who voted for Donald Trump, those people should feel betrayed. And the sad thing is, while some of them do, others have just done an about face, a complete 180 on what it was they wanted out of a president, and are firmly behind Donald Trump, whatever he does. But guess what? The Muslim Americans, the Abandon Harris movement, they're probably going to rebrand again to Abandon Trump. And they honestly believe that threatening him with withdrawing their support for 2026 and beyond, because, we're going to hopefully get the House back, get the Senate back, so that we can make some progress on some of the things that need to be done to put this man in check. But the Muslim Americans who were part of this Abandon Harris coalition, you signed your own death warrant. And maybe not yours, but the death warrants of your people. Because, see, anything that happens right now, from this day forward, you have to imagine that it would not have happened. We would not be here 5 months into a new administration if, instead of sitting at home, or instead of supporting a third party candidate, you would have put your money on Kamala Harris. We probably wouldn't be here. But here we are. And everybody's going to get hurt. Everybody. The Black Americans are going to be hurt. The immigrants in America are going to be hurt. The MAGA movement is going to be hurt. But we went into this situation. The Black community, at least most of us, went into this situation knowing what was in Project 2025. The immigrant community, because they are immigrants, they can't vote. So they were kind of counting on us to do the right thing, and they may have been let down by some of their skin folk. But you all intentionally, and by you all, I'm talking about the Muslim Americans, you all intentionally wanted to inflict pain on one person, and all of us are paying for your choice. And again, I'm not laying all of this at your feet. There are 77 million other people voted for Trump allegedly. So I'm not going to lay all of this at your feet. But understand this. They would not call for a ceasefire in Gaza, in Israel's situation. And now you have Israel emboldened by your choice, whether through lack of voting or for voting for him, your choice has endangered the lives of so many more in the Middle East. So what do we do now? Where do we go from here? Abandon Harris movement. None of us imagined that we would be in the midst of another war within the first 5 months of this administration. None of us imagined this. Nobody voted for it. Nobody wanted it. One person made the decision, and that is because you took the word of a known pathological liar over Kamala Harris. Not saying that Kamala Harris is in any way perfect, but I don't think we'd be right here right now if she were president. And the absolute worst part of this, when I say the worst, this is the worst part of this. This man is trying to run the country as an authoritarian. He is not being a president for all. He is not going through the political norms. Everything he does and everything he has done is part of a power grab. It is part of how dictators uh, cement their hold on the country that they are trying to be the leader of. He's not trying to be a president, he is trying to be a king. One of the ways that dictatorships expand power is by starting wars, by declaring emergencies, and by silencing their critics. And y'all handed that to him. Because now, if we continue in this conflict, he can use the fact that we are, quote unquote, at war to make a wartime power grab. He can use the fact that we are at war, quote unquote, to suspend elections. Y'all handed him that. Y'all handed him that power. So now the only thing that you guys can do to make this shit right is to help take it back from him. Y'all need to be out there protesting. Y'all need to be out there making your voice heard on behalf of immigrants that don't look like you. That needs to be y'all. Y'all need to do it. Because at this stage of the game, everybody is hurting because you guys looked out for yourselves first. And I ain't mad at you, but you made a bad decision. And now you have to make it right because you think you're going to be able to hurt him at the 2026 election. But what if it ain't no 2026 election? There might not even be a 2026 election because of you, partially. Again, I don't want to be one of those people who blame it all on you, but y'all played a huge part in the loss of that election for Kamala Harris. And here we are watching people get disappeared up off the streets, paying tariffs on shit that we don't have no business paying no tariffs on. Now that's us. This is our reality. All of us, not just you. The immigrant community, they were disappointed and let down and damn it betrayed by their Hispanic voters. But again, not like you guys did it. You guys went out of y'all way to make sure Kamala Harris didn't win. In fact, I'm not making it up. Y'all said so yourself when you were issuing an ultimatum to a person who does not have a soul. What did y'all think was going to happen? You thought kumbaya was going to happen when that man got in office? You should have known. You should have known better. And now we are in a mess. We got a fucking authoritarian sitting in the White House. We're going to war. all of our prices and everything is going to go up. You got immigrants being hunted down like wild animals out there. And y'all sending an ultimatum to a person who does not give a single fuck about your vote. Because he's a lame duck anyway. But he's a man who loves power. So if he lives to the end of his administration, because clearly he's 79 years old, he ain't getting no younger. One thing for sure, two things for certain. Father Time is undefeated. He's going to eventually lose that battle. But if he doesn't lose it within the next 2 years, 3 years, we will be stuck with his ass forever. He's not going to give up power. So if we end up stuck with Donald Trump because you all thought, oh, we got to flex our muscles on Kamala Harris, well, y'all got some fixing to do. Y'all got some fixing to do. Israel pokes the bear, we jump into the fight, and all of this is going to increase the odds of us being further under the thumb of Donald Trump, because Congress ain't shit right now. If there is a 2026 election, y'all better be behind anybody but Donald Trump. You ain't even give Kamala Harris an opportunity. Y'all put in somebody that you knew was a liar. This is y'all mess. I'm not trying to be mean. This is like tough talk, but it's real talk. Y'all did this shit. So my expectation is for you to do everything the same way you did everything in your power to keep Kamala out of office. Y'all need to do everything in your power to stop this power grab. Get your asses out there in the street and march. And look, although I don't agree anymore with black people should stay out of the fight, we not sticking our necks out until y'all stick y'all's out, because you guys helped put his ass in there.